good people, Tiffany Javon here back with another video, and today we're actually going to talk about the 7 stages of hosting your own event, planning your own event, hosting your own event. A lot of times people get stuck, trying to plan an event. They get overwhelmed. They don't know the chronological steps of things, and so I just want to add shed some light so that way I can help somebody. I'm literally burning a midnight oil. Like it's about an hour to midnight. And I'm just like, I'm so focused on trying to get this content out for you guys. I'm just like, I'm going to push by any means necessary, tired and all, right? Had to put on my, Mother Nature rap. Listen, to let y'all know, by any means necessary, listen, we're going to push this content. We're going to get it out, okay? But number one, without further ado, is like you want to define your event goals and your objectives. And so, what is the reason behind the event? Are you a small business owner and you want to do a networking mixer? Are you in education and you want to put on a seminar to let people in your area know more about what you offer? If you do any type of private education classes or tutoring or anything of that sort, do you want other speakers to be there as well? So what are you putting on? Are you putting on a fundraiser? Are you a church organization and you're trying to raise money for a building fund or to purchase maybe a van for the ministry or whatever the case may be? Like, you have to clearly define what is your reasoning for your event. Why are you planning this event? And then planning your event, you definitely want to and defining those goals and kind of seeing what you're trying to do with it. You definitely want to have the time to plan the event. Never plan anything that's going to be rushed or that's going to feel rushed or feel like you don't have enough time. So on the short end, I would say if you're planning a small event, something with you're looking, I guess, I say small is less than 30-40 people, then I would say 3 to 6 months is kind of like your average time frame that you want to give yourself to plan the event. I would say if anything, 50 plus or more people, you definitely want to give yourself 6 to 12 months to plan the event, because you never know, things happen, especially when you're trying to lock arms with other vendors and different things of that sort, speakers, other businesses. So you just never know, something can happen. So in the event that something does, you want to be able to, just rearrange some things. So number one is for sure you want to define your goals. You want to make sure while you're defining your goals and before you even start this planning process, and you want to define your objectives, and you want to make sure you give yourself enough time to hit these objectives. Number two is that you want to organize a team. Okay. You might want to have, a fundraising event, or you may want to have a networking event, or whatever the case may be, or a back to school event, whatever your whatever your goal is. You want to organize a team, so you want to recruit you some people that can help you. You cannot be a one-man show, not when it comes to planning and executing of an event. Not to say that it can be done, it can be. But if you want to maximize on your time and on your energy and on your efforts, you want to get a team of people that can help you. Now, I would say in the realm of anywhere from 2 to 3 more additional people that can help you on a small scale. On a bigger scale, as many 3 plus, 4 plus people that can help you with the execution, that can help you with reminders, that can help you. You can have brainstorming meetings with them, planning meetings with the team, so that way everybody can keep you on track as to what you need to do. So having a team is a gold mine when you're planning and hosting an event, and so that way, and also doesn't make sure that everything don't rely just on you and solely on you. So that helps quite a bit. Number 3 is that you want to set a budget. Number 3 is huge, because a lot of people that I've seen that plan events, they have no idea as to how much money they budget, or how much money they need to budget, or how much money that they think things should cost. They just kind of fly by the seat of their pants, so to speak, and it's like, well, I really don't want to spend this much. Well, what's this much? Well, I don't know, but I know if they say it, at least I feel like it's too much. It's like, no, you need to, again, with having those clear defined objectives and goals at the beginning, you need to already know how much money that you're wanting to spend on this event, how much money you're needing to raise for this event. Just because you're wanting to put on an event don't always mean that you have to sponsor it solely by yourself. Like, you can get sponsorships for events. There are companies, there are organizations that are willing to sponsor, become a sponsor. First of all, there are businesses, small businesses that are willing to sponsor events and pitch in because there's a tax write-off. You know what I mean? So that's a tax write-off for monies that's spent, to help aid in education and in expansion and networking and different things of that sort. So there is money out here. You just have to ask, right? You just have to ask, and that also, goes to show, like, you need to definitely have that team, because you never know who your team knows. You never know if your team wants to put in. You never know if your team knows some people, some businesses that will sponsor it. They have some governmental contacts, some local government contacts, some education contacts, may have some business contacts or small business contacts, or whatever the case may be, some commerce contacts in your area that can get you some sponsorships. So you never know, how much. So that way you gotta at least have a clearly defined amount of money that you want to spend and that you want to spend, and not necessarily out of your pocket, but you're saying, okay, I want to put on this event for this scale of event, considering food and speakers and decor and this and that, like everything you want to say, okay, I want to be around this amount. And then also it may be a planning meeting that you need to have with your team, or maybe just search. Look, AI and Google is big. Ask Google. I'm trying to plan a networking mixer for 50 people. About how much should I spend in budget, or how much on average does people spend in budget? And Google will let you know on average. With trying to do an event of this size, you should have, you should spend anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. Like, it'll let you know, what the budget is, and then that way you can go from there. If that's, I think anything is too much. I just think that you should have a plan and then try to get sponsorships and utilize your resources through your team, because you never know who they know. Then number 4, I would say you would choose your event date and your venue. Again, with having your budget, you need to know you'll be able to carve out, okay, I would say the bulk of the budget typically is spent on the venue. That's typically where the bulk of the budget is spent, between the venue and the catering. Just depends on how lavish you want to go with catering, with a seated dinner, a buffet, or whatever the case may be. Just depending on that, that's where the bulk of the money is spent. Primarily is on your venue and on your catering. And 9 times out of 10, it's your venue more than your catering. Usually, when the venue's up there and the catering is kind of up there, those events are usually geared towards like weddings and different things of that sort, vow renewals and stuff like that. But for smaller events, not so much. You can kind of get away with spending a lot less than you would for another event outside of like a wedding event. So I would say the venue, choosing your venue, picking your date, again, being very aware of your time frame and allowing yourself enough time. So with that 3 to 6 month mark, so say for instance you're planning something right now, it's January. If you're planning something in May, you have enough time. You have enough time to get your team. You have enough time to brainstorm, pick a venue, choose a date, set a budget, all that kind of stuff. And then you don't feel rushed because you have some time. And then even with all of that, once you're ready to the next step, which is number 5, which is you're planning out your event details. Write out your agenda and your outline as to what the event is gonna be about. Like, how are people gonna do a meet and greet for the first 15 minutes when they come in? Is there gonna be little hors d'oeuvres served? Is there gonna be live music or a DJ, or are you gonna have a playlist of music? Like, plan out your event so that way you know how the aesthetic is gonna go. Or you're going to have somebody greeting. You're going to have greeters, part of your team. There might be somebody that you assign, hey, to be a greeter, to greet everybody that comes through the doors, to point everybody in the direction of maybe the registration table, or whatever the case may be, or point them toward the naming table so they can get a name tag and say, hello, my name is whatever. So then as people are mixing and mingling, they'll know who they're talking to because their name tag is here. So, plan out whether you want speakers or not, or if you're going to be the primary speaker. Plan out if there's going to be any other type of entertainment outside of maybe a DJ or a singer or whatever the case may be. And then from there, just playing out if there's going to be any additional giveaways or raffles, different things like that. Like that's all a part of your planning. That's all a part of your budgeting, and that also draws people in. You know, if you're trying to have an event, when you're having giveaways and people can just show up and win, you're not necessarily winning a TV, but they can just show up and win anything free. People like free stuff, okay? And so, especially if you're trying to market and you're trying to get name out there for whatever reason, you're trying to say, for instance, for me, if I'm trying to put on a networking mixer or whatever the case may be, like having free giveaways and stuff like that. First of all, people will want to network because they want to expand their reach, but also having giveaways, that's just all the more reason for more people to show up, right? Just for the chance to win something, free, right? So after you plan your event details, then number 6 is that you want to market and you want to promote the event. Right now, social media is a wealth of knowledge. Social media is golden, and it's like the holy grail. So basically, if you're not on social media, you're falling behind. So that's when you want to be promoting your event. That's where you want to have your flyer. That's when you want to have your announcements go out on social media, because you can reach quite a few people. And then you can just ask people, hey, share this with your team. So that way you can have say for instance, you have 4 people on your team that you organize for this event, for planning and executing this event. And you ask each of those 4 people to share it on their pages. And each one of your 4 people, let's just say on average, have anywhere from 500 to 1,000 friends. And yeah, y'all may have a few together, but primarily you just been able to market to over 2,000 additional people just through your team, just having them market and share on their page. So it's like your reach is, can be expanded by you locking arms with a team, by you utilizing social media and getting the word out there. And then also you can utilize social media and even getting the word out there of getting the sponsorships for the budget, depending on how much money you're trying to spend for the event, and different things like that. There are businesses out here that is trying to find, occasions to give to you, so that way they can write that off on their taxes. It is tax season, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know. And then number 7, the last and final step, is that you want to execute and manage the event. So as you're executing the event, that's what the team is for. Everybody's in place. You have your greeter. You have your person that's supposed to make sure everybody stays on time. You have the person that's, watching the time. You have the person that's maybe catering to your guest speaker, your guest, whoever is coming up to speak next, like to make sure everybody knows who they go after next. And then, as we close things out, everybody will say their thank yous and different things of that sort. And you've done it, you've done it, you've accomplished it, that's behind you. And then once, this is like a bonus thing, once you've completed an event, then you definitely need to have a debriefing session. You must debrief. Debriefing is essential because you want to do that because you want to be able to talk with your team about your successes. You want to be able to talk with your team about, hey, what worked and maybe what didn't. What worked and what didn't work so much, or what is something that we should really expound upon, and something that we really don't, we can do away with because we really don't need it. It was pretty much a filler, but it really didn't, gain any traction, or really didn't benefit, the overall event. So, we can do more of this and kind of less of that. Like, you need to have these debriefs so that way you'll know, and that way you can grow. As you go, you can grow. And as you do more and more events, as you maybe even lock arms and become a part of somebody else's team to help somebody else with their event, you know what to do. You had one, you were on a team, you were able to execute one. You had your debrief to know what worked, what didn't work, kind of what changes can be made to make it better for the next time, whether it's you hosting or whether it's somebody else. So these are things that are big. Like, most people, they have no idea how much time it takes to plan or how much time it takes going into planning an event until they're having one. And a lot of people, at some point in their life, and not everybody, but at some point in their life, want to have a celebration of their life. Like, they want to have a birthday celebration. And they want to have, not just the same old, house party or just getting together and going to dinner or whatever. sometimes somebody actually wants something planned out for them, an actual planned dinner, a planned event, or whatever the case may be, a planned celebration, a planned anniversary party, a planned, something of that. So a planned graduation party. You have children that are graduating, and so, you had planned a party in so long until you have something to plan, and then it's like, oh crap, what do I do? So these are just some tips, that I wanted to help people with when, you have a special occasion, a special milestone in your life, and you're getting ready to plan something. You want to give yourself time, you want to give yourself grace, and you want to build your team, okay? Because your team is going to be your goal line. They're going to be your pillars to lean on, so that way you can get it done, okay? So I hope you guys found value in this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and comment below to let me know if you've ever planned or hosted an event before, or you plan on hosting one in 2025. And until my next video, guys, stay blessed. Bye.